Game na tayo! Power and Play sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM. Power and Play with Kom Noli.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino,
Power and Play with Kom Noli. Magkakaroon na ba ng full-blooded Pinoy na tubong Pinas sa NBA? Yan po ang ating pag-uusapan at marami pang iba sa inyong paboritong kasama tuwing Sabado sa almusal. E di paano? Bago na! Power and Play na! Power and Play with Kom Noli. Magandang umaga, good morning mga kapatid. Ako, April at 30 na po. Katapusan na naman ang buwan. Sumweldo na ba kayo? Sumweldo na ba? Ubus na ba? Isang araw pa lang. Pero magandang umaga po. Ito po ang Power and Play with Kom Noli. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum, Cherry Tigo, it's fun to drive, at ng Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Magandang umaga sa lating mga tagapakinig sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM. Lalong-lalo na po dyan sa Pampanga. Dyan po sa Angeles at sa Dao. Magandang umaga po. And of course, good morning to all our viewers on 1PH on Signal TV from Apari to Hulo. Lalong-lalo na po dyan sa Cebu City. And of course, lahat po ng mga nanonood sa atin sa Facebook Live through our Power and Play, our Radyo 5 and 1PH Facebook pages. April 30 nga and 9 days to go bago po ang halalan. Ako, sana naman ako ito lang painit po ang huntahan, ang talakayan, ang minsan kantsawan, easy lang, relax. Alam ko mainit na po at konti na lamang tayo po'y tapos na sa halalan. Ako po'y nagdarasal na matapos na nga ang halalan sapagkat napakarami na pong mga pamilya, magkakaibigan, ang nagkakawatak-watak, nagkakahiwa-hiwalay dahil lang po sa politika. Sana po tandaan ninyo unang-una, hindi naman tayong lahat kilala ng ating mga kandidato. Yung ating mga kaibigan at kapamilya, kasama po natin yan ng napakatagal. Pangalawa po, pagkatapos naman po ng halalan, iisa lang ang ating bansa. Kaya po tayo magsama-sama. Wag na po tayong masyadong mainit ang ulo. Lalo lang pag Sabado. Sabi nga natin, pag Sabado, bawal ang masungit. And of course, ngayong araw pong ito, marami tayong tatalakayin ng mga usapan dito po sa Power and Play. At ang ating pag-usapan, medyo nag-slow down ng basketball dahil sa off-season ng PBA. Of course, natapos na ang volleyball. Pero mainit pa rin ang basketball pagdating sa usapang Kai Sotto. Opo mga kaibigan, nagdeklara na ang ating batang si Kai Sotto. Napapasok siya sa NBA draft. N po yun, hindi P. NBA draft. Pambihira, no? Magkakaroon na kaya tayo ng finally isang Pinoy na talagang galing dito sa Pilipinas na makakapasok sa NBA. Alam nyo po, maraming usap-usapan dyan at mamaya ating panghihimayin yan. Pag-uusapan din po natin mamaya ang 3x3 basketball dahil sa pagbubukas ngayong araw na ito ng one day na Asia Pacific Super Quest. 3x3 po yan ng Chooks to Go. At ang makakasama po natin mismo ang presidente ng Bounty Agro Ventures Incorporated. Walang iba kung hindi ang founder ng Chooks to Go 3x3 at malaking supporter ng 3x3 basketball, si Boss Ronald Mascariñas. Makakasama rin po natin para himayin ng UAAP mamaya ang mga dating PBA stars at players na ngayon ay mga panelist, TV ang analyst ng UAAP dito po sa Signal TV. Walang iba kundi si Dylan Ababou, dating UST, at si Willy Wilson, dati namang Lasal. Mamaya po yan pag-uusapan natin UAAP naman. And of course, sa ating patuloy na pagtutok sa mga lalaban sa kampanya ng Pilipinas sa Southeast Asian Games sa Hanoi, makakasama po natin ang Secretary General mismo ng Association of Boxing Alliances of the Philippines, si Mr. Marcus Manalo po yan. Mamaya-maya at pag-uusapan naman natin ang ating tsansa sa boxing pagdating sa SEA Games at yung mga susunod pa nilang mga tournaments. Alright mga kaibigan, so marami tayong pag-uusapan. Marami po tayong tatalakayin. Kaya dyan lang kayo. And mag-enjoy ngayong Sabado ng umaga. Binabati ko po lahat ng mga suki nating lalong-lalo na si paring Conrad Banal na tuwing Sabado daw ginagawang kasama to sa kanyang almusal. Maraming salamat. At ito na, simulan lang po natin sa pamamagitan ng ating Sports Weekly Highlights.
Power and Play with Kom Noli.
Simulan natin sa biggest sporting news sa bansa ngayong buwan. Nagdeklara na nga para sa 2022 NBA Draft ang bata nating si Kai Sotto. Kinumpirma yan ng 19-year-old 7-footer matapos ang tagumpay niyang kampanya sa Adelaide 36ers ng NBL. Naku, talaga naman nakakatuwa. Good luck, Kai. Best of luck. Talagang kaming lahat ay nasa likod mo. Huwag kang masisira na loob. Basta't laban lamang lagi. Sa UAAP naman, 1 win away na ang Ateneo Blue Eagles sa automatic finals berth. 13-0 na ang defending champions at kung makumpleto nila ang elimination round sweep, automatic na silang papasok sa finals. Ang nakaharang sa sweep na yan, ang koponan ng UP Fighting Maroons na nasecure naman ang twice-to-beat incentive sa semifinals. Isa na namang kaaba-abang Battle of Katipunan. Bukas po yan dito lamang sa Signal TV. Magandang laban yan Seryosong balita naman po. Ibinahagi ni Selena Dagdag Alas na na-diagnose siya ng isang rare type of cancer na tinatawag na gestational trophoblastic neoplasia. Bumuhos ang suporta ng PBA family at maging ang mga malalapit na kaibigan at fans sa kilalang courtside reporter. Nanghihingi ng panalangin si Selena para sa kanyang agarang paggaling. Well, kilala po natin si Selena and we certainly are praying for her. Selena, we wish you all of the prayers, mabilis na paggaling, laban lang, huwag kang bibitaw. Sa iba pang balita sa PBA, extended hanggang May 15 ang deadline para sa paparating na 2022 Rookie Draft. Para sa mga local applicants, birth certificate lang ang requirement. Para naman sa mga Phil-foreigner, nirelax ng rules kailangan lamang ng valid passport certification mula Immigration at DOJ. Ilan sa mga top prospects sa paparating na draft ay sina Justin Baltazar, Brandon Roser, Jeremiah Gray at Tyrus Hill. Sa PBA pa rin, sinimula na ang planning ng league officials para sa 47th season ng Asia's oldest professional basketball league. Pag-uusapan ang kalendaryo ng liga at pati na rin ang magiging commitment ng PBA para sa koponan ng bansa, ang Gilas Pilipinas. Well, good luck sa PBA. Sana po ay maayos at maganda ang maging plano para po tuloy-tuloy na ang ating pag-entertain sa ating mga sports fans. Alright mga kaibigan, yan po ang buod ng ating mga balita sa Sports Weekly Highlights. And of course, pinag-uusapan po natin doon sa balitang yon, sentro ng ating mga balita ngayon ay ang pagdeklara ni Kai Sotto sa pagpasok sa NBA Draft. Eligible na po siya, 19 years old, and he is declaring himself eligible for the NBA Draft. Alam niyo po, malaking bagay yan. Sapagkat bagamat andyan si Jordan Clarkson na ngayon ay Pilipino, si Jalen Green na atin pong tinatanggap din na bilang Pilipino, wala pa po yung talagang full-blooded at talagang tubong Pilipinas na manlalaro na galing po sa atin dito sa ating bayan. Si Kai Sotto ang maaari maging kauna-unahang Pilipino nagmula po dito sa atin na makakapasok sa NBA. At siya po ay isang 7'2", 7'3" na player, batang-bata, may tira sa labas, nag-ensayo sa NBL Adelaide 36ers. Kaya po siya rin ang ating pupulsuhan ngayong araw pong ito sa ating Pulso ng Bayan. Ang ating pong Pulso ng Bayan hatid sa inyo ng Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Ito po ang ating katanungan, mga kapatid. Hinog na ba si Kai Sotto para sa NBA? At kung oo, saan siya bagay na NBA team? Ulitin ko po yan, hinog na ba si Kai Sotto para sa NBA? At kung siya po ay hinog na, saan siyang bagay na NBA team? Mag-text lamang para makilahok sa ating usapan, 0908-208-0629, o di kaya mag-comment sa aming Facebook page sa Power and Play, o di kaya sa aking Twitter account @Noli Iyala, mga kapatid, para po kayo ay makasali. Kasi kung kayo po ay mapipili namin, dalawa po ang aming pipilian mamaya at the end of the show, kayo po ay makakatanggap ng gift certificates mula sa Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan para sa kanilang oven roasted chicken. Naku, napakasarap niya. Kaya komentaryo lang, napakadali. Mag-text o mag-post, i-like lang po ang aming Facebook page ng Power and Play. Alright, mga kapatid, tuloy-tuloy po tayo. It's time now for our favorite segment to start the show. Walang iba kung hindi ang Fast Take.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Iyala.
At ang Fast Take ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. It's fun to drive. And this morning, mga balik Fast Takers muli ang ating makakasama sa ating show. Ang dito po sa Fast Take, again, ang opinion ng ating mga kapatid sa hanap buhay, ang sports journalists ang mahalaga. At ang kasama po natin ngayon mula sa spin.ph, si Dolph Leongson, and of course, mula naman sa Philippine star, si Luisa Morales. Good morning, Randolph and Luisa. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Kom Noli.
Morning ko, good morning Rando.
Good to see the two of you. Oy, halos pareho kami ng t-shirt ni Luisa ng suot At saka si Randolph, makisig na makisig. Dolph, bago tayo magsimula, let me ask muna si Luisa. Luisa, hindi pa naman 'tong mga issues pero malapit na rin ang Southeast Asian Games. Ano ba ang bali-balita mo? Kamusta ang moral ng team? Is there a feeling na kaya nating matapatan yung ginawa natin dito sa Maynila? O meron bang medyo agam-agam na baka hindi tayo masyadong preparado this time around?
Siguro kung I think very much naman po lahat ng mga teams natin ay for a couple of months or weeks, no?
Wow,
Na pag-training camp naman sila. Na, kumbaga, ano naman di ba? Na nandiyan naman po yung preparations, nag-ease na rin po ang ating COVID restrictions. So, kumbaga, hindi rin naman nahihirapan ang ating mga atleta ngayon. And I believe na marami po kasi tayong naipakita noong 2019 SEA Games na madadala rin naman po natin to sa Hanoi, and hopefully di man makuha ang kampiyonato ay sa tingin po ay medyo mataas naman ang ating magiging final placing at magiging proud po tayo sa ating lahat ng atleta.
And obviously, Randolph, with the participation na ni EJ Obiena, in fact, siya magiging flag bearer natin, at nandyan pa yung mga Olympians natin, including Heidelin, who may still participate sa Southeast Asian Games. Malaking boost yan para sa moral ng ating athletes, ano, Dolph?
Napakalaking bagay, Kom, kasi kumbaga, we're bringing in the big guns pagdating sa Hanoi, especially coming off very standout 2019 showing 149 goals. We'd like to, in a way, sustain it. Alam naman natin, pagdating sa SEA Games, yung host country lagi yung namamayagpag. So, para sa akin, Kom, if we can land to dun sa top 3, because aside from Vietnam, alam naman natin yung Thailand, laging malakas yan. But if we can make it to the top 3 or even the top 2, ang laki achievement na para sa Pilipinas.
Ay, talaga. Medyo matagal na tayong hindi nag-top 3 na hindi tayo nag-host. Kaya mabigat na laban yan. Alright, before I go to the fast take issues, one more the question I want to ask you is, mamaya ay game number 6 ng Memphis versus Grizzlies. Memphis versus Minnesota. Grizzlies versus the Timberwolves. Sino mananalo? 3-2 lamang ng Grizzlies. Tatapusin na ba, Luisa, ng Grizzlies? Yes or no?
I think, oo kasi we've seen them rally from behind. Nakita rin natin na magdominado sila. So, parang kumbaga kahit anong maiharap sa kanila ng Timberwolves, parang nakukuha nila eh. Huwag na lang sana mag-celebrate si Karl Anthony Towns para hindi sila mabati.
Oo nga eh. Randolph, Memphis na ba?
Same, Kom. I really like the grit and grind Memphis. Parang ang throwback no time nila Zach Randolph, nila Mark Gasol. But yun nga, a good experience para sa Minnesota, pero hindi maganda kasi yung nagko-collapse ka from big leads eh. So, I think this is for Memphis to take. Sabi
nga ni Pat Beverly, dapat daw 4-1, panalo na sila dito sa series ito. Sa dami ng nawalang mga lamang nila na napakalalaki. And of course, pero syempre hindi mo matatawaran ang galing talaga ng mga NBA players, lalong-lalo na ni Ja Morant. Alright, let's go to our fast take issues of the morning. Alam na niyo ang ating mga patakaran dito. Walang tama, walang mali. Bato-bato sa langit, tamaan. Huwag magagalit. Ito ang ating unang issue of the morning. Ito ay patungkol sa UAAP na magtatapos na ang elimination round bukas. Ang tanong, anong teams ang sa tingin ninyong lalabas sa Final Four at ano ang inyong finals prediction para sa UAAP? I'll begin with you, Luisa. 1 minute. Go!
Ayan. Ngayon, isang slot na lang po ang pinaglalabanan ng sa Final Four ng Adamson, FEU at NU. And obviously po sa nakita natin na mga performances nila this season, very tight ang race. Nakikita natin na they all have the ability to win tough games and they can all compete. Pero sa tingin ko po ay may kaunting edge ang two teams, ang Adamson and FEU, kasi meron silang closing guy, meron silang go-to guy in the clutch, clear sa kanila who to pass the ball in the dying seconds of the game, and magagamit rin nila bilang dito itong player na to. And for Adamson, si Jerome Lastimosa, and for FEU, ito si RJ Abariento. So sa NU, baka medyo mahirapan sila to find the options and the confidence dun din sa player kung sino magta-take nung last shots. So sa tingin ko po either Adamson or FEU in the Final Four. And as for the finals naman po, I think it will still be Ateneo. As much as gusto ko pong sabihin na UP ang mananalo as its alumni.
Pero sino kalaban ng Ateneo? Who do you think, Luisa?
I think with their advantages po, I think it will still be UP.
Ateneo,
Dahil sa
UP.
kanilang twice to beat advantage, yes.
Alright. Randolph, same issue. Ito ay patungkol sa UAAP at alam natin, ito na. If Ateneo wins tomorrow, wala na tayong Final Four, step ladder na yan, pasok na sa finals ang Ateneo. So ang tanong, sino ang lalabas sa Final Four at ano ang finals prediction mo? 1 minute, Randolph, go!
Para sa akin, I see FEU making it to dun sa Final Four. Siyempre, bilang sports writers and bilang sports media, we're sucker for feel-good stories. And all season long, masaya tayo dun sa feel-good story na na-provide ng NU with the low expectations, and especially yung Adamson din, yung sa ice cream saga nga nila. Alam niyo, lagi natin isusulat yan. Pero kasi sa lagay ng scenarios ngayon, kakailanganin ng Adamson ng napakalaking tulong mula sa UST na talunin ang FEU, and kailangan talunin din ng NU yung Lasal para makapasok. I don't see that happening, and I see FEU making it too. Sa Final Four naman, the way I see it, step ladder talaga yung mangyayari. I won't be surprised if FEU will be able to hurdle Lasal dun sa first step ladder, pero pagdating sa twice to beat ng UP, medyo mabigat. Pagdating sa Ateneo UP, as much as ang daming improvement ng UP, Ateneo pa rin ang tingin ko magsa-champion.
Wow. Well, I'm with you dyan sa inyong mga sinabi. Ako, I think FEU, kasi sila ang pinakamadali na pathway patungo, hindi na maraming kombinasyon. And pagdating sa finals, ako hindi pwedeng magsalita ng mali. Kaya ang aking finals prediction, Ateneo Lasal. baka magalit lahat ng aking mga kaibigan. But again, in the end, I think Ateneo has shown supreme talent and a system that really works. Kaya I think Ateneo will go home again as the winner. Well, makikita na natin yan. At malapit na. Talagang excited na lahat ang mga fans. Ang kagandahan niya, marami ng fans na pwedeng manood. Kaya talagang buhay na uli ang collegiate basketball. Alright, let's go to our second issue of the morning. Collegiate sports pa rin. This time, UAAP Women's Volleyball. Naku, ang saya nito. So ang tanong, sino ang early favorites sa UAAP Women's Volleyball? I'll begin with you, Dolph. 1 minute, go!
Kung magpapaka-homer muna ako sa sa alma mater ko, I feel UST has the edge too, in a way. End the slump with Ea Laure gaining valuable experience sa national team. I think she's ready to lead the Golden Tigresses back to the championship. Siyempre, hindi lang naman si Ea, I think sila Amy Hernandez magbabalik din. I think Milena Alessandrini will also be back. But also, you have to consider, mabigat pa rin yung magiging field eh. The defending champion Ateneo is there. Lasal, alam naman natin when it comes to Coach Ramil De Jesus, hindi tulak ang bigyan yan, and FEU will always be a contender. But ako, umaga, for once, I'd like to see Coach Kung Fu Reyes bring UST back to the championship. Siyempre, mabigat kasi si Rondina yung nawala para sa UST. I think enough motivation, especially after nung nangyari sa kanya no finals, to really help the Golden Tigresses back to the top.
Maganda yan. Well, marami nag-aabang kay Ea Laure. Talaga namang malaki yan na improve. Ang tanong na lamang kung if there is enough support para sa kanya doon sa Growling Tigers. Alright, Luisa, same issue. Sino ang early favorites para sa iyo sa UAAP Women's Volleyball? 1 minute, Luisa. Go!
Yan. Obviously po, it's been 2 years since nakakita tayo ng collegiate volleyball
Yes.
po, no? And sa totoo lang po, I think iba-iba na yung makeup ng ating mga squads, no? Maraming nawala, maraming hindi na nagtuloy ng kanilang mga eligibility, and magiging toss-up ang league natin dahil dito. Kasi parang, the playing field is so different na from what it was noong 2020, nung daming nawala. And but syempre, a program will always be an important part of the picture, and that's what I say na ang isa pa rin sa mga favorites ay ang DLSU Lady Spikers, owing to, sinabi nga kanina ni Dolph, si Coach Ramil De Jesus. No? So nakita naman natin, for the past few years, iba-iba players ni Coach Ramil, pero same results for the DLSU Lady Spikers. So I think that will be what they will lean on this year. No? But as meron pa rin tayong mga stars katulad nga nila Ea Laure at Amy Hernandez sa UST and Danny Ravenna sa Ateneo, no? And I think they will always be favorites as well and compete for the title.
Well, I'm all for that. I think LaSalle is always a traditional powerhouse. Ateneo, because they have been there, and alam naman natin ang suporta para sa kanila. UST is also a traditional powerhouse, and basta ako, masaya lang ako na balik na ang college volleyball. Talaga namang ang tagal nating inintay, di ba? And finally, nabubuhayan na. Alam mo naman ang women's volleyball, halos tumatapat na yan sa basketball in terms of popularity. Kaya nakakatuwa na muling magbubukas na ang UAAP Women's Volleyball. Alright, final issue of the morning, Dolph and Luisa, ito ay tungkol sa PBA na katatapos lamang, and of course ngayon nagpaplano na ang PBA board. So kung tayo ay may pagkakataong magsalita at bumulong doon, ito ang ating fast take issue. Anong mga pagbabago ang gusto niyong makita sa 47th season ng PBA? Hindi naman kailangan major, hindi naman kailangan pero I'm sure pwede pa namang i-improve. So I'll begin with you, Luisa. 1 minute. Go!
Yeah, honestly, nabago na po kasi yung gusto ko din talaga makita, no? For me, I wanted more opportunities for Phil foreigners, no, sa PBA. Kasi honestly, that's what's going to elevate the league, no? Yung mga opportunities, experiences na nila nadala from sa ibang bansa ay makakatulong po sa ating mga homegrown players to be able to develop their talents. So I think it will be a very interesting draft, talent-laden draft dahil sa mga changes, and hopefully magiging mas competitive across the board po ang ating mga different PBA teams. Abangan natin, no, kung sino pwedeng maging bagong muka na may potential maging superstar sa PBA. Pero siguro po, isa pa, no, wishlist po. Ay sana may ma-invite tayo na guest teams mula sa ibang bansa. I think this will be one thing na magiging mas exciting, no? May ibang koponan, may ibang muka na makikita tayo sa PBA na yun po, parang tulungan tayo, no, to develop the game of basketball here and sa mga karapit nating bansa.
Maganda yun. Maganda kung makakita nga tayo ng mga bagong mukha dahil talagang mahalaga yung iba-iba ang putahe. Kasi syempre, minsan nakakasawa na rin kung puro adobo at munggong kinakain mo araw-araw. Di ba? Bagamat masarap, minsan nakakasawa din. Dov, same issue. Ano ang mga pagbabago na gusto mong imungkahi siguro o makita sa pagbubukas ng 47th season ng PBA? 1 minute, Dov. Go!
Ang dami. Pero kumbaga, sabi ko nga, marami kong wild ideas na kumbaga na-layout ko na dun sa spin POV namin when it comes to the ladders, kumbaga yung tire system na kumbaga parang United League pero medyo mahirap pa yun medyo grandstanding pa yun pero siguro short-term goal na ang gusto ko talagang makita is almost the same no kay Luisa na mas grander stage. I'd like to see an invitational tournament na mag-invite tayo ng teams from China, Japan, Korea. Kumbaga, hindi lang sa Asian imports Nagawa na natin twice before pero parang kulang We'd like to expose ourselves to the level of basketball. Even teams from Iran lagi nating nakakalaban sa Fiba yan pero pagdating sa Champions Cup, yung club competitions ng Fiba, hindi tayo nakakasali. We're joining the East Asia Super League pero bakit yung itaas lang? Bakit hindi natin ipalaban doon sa mga teams natin talaga sa PBA? So yun yung akin ko, invitational tournament.
Talagang yun ang mukhang clamor talagang makakita tayo ng mga teams na bago sa PBA. Of course, Converge will be debuting so talagang that's another team na ating aabangan. Ako, I agree with you. Marami tayong gusto makita sa PBA. I think napag-usapan natin yan sa spin, no? Dolph, nung tayo ay nag-usap-usap. But ako, wag na natin pag-usapan yung malalaking bagay. 3 small things lang para sa akin. Number 1, sana magkaroon ng challenge rule. No? I really hope that the PBA brings this up kasi yan ay paraan para maayos ang mga tawagan, lalong-lalo na pag very crucial na yung mga calls. No? Number 2 ako, ito naman, konting kiliti kay Commissioner Willy. Sana yung dami nung players at coaches sa bench makontrol mo kasi parami. Minsan nakaupo na sa sahig Hindi na magandang tingnan di ba? So, yun ang aking And thirdly, for me, I'd like to see Gilas play sa PBA. Sana maging guest team ang Gilas in the pool that they're creating para matulungan natin ang ating mga national team. Lalong-lalo na sa paghahanda sa FIBA World Cup sa 2023. Alright! Yes. Randolph and Luisa, as always good to see you and good to have you on the show. Maraming salamat. Ingat-ingat. And of course, kita-kita tayo sa mga laro.
Yes po. Thank you, Kom.
Good morning, Kom. Maraming salamat po.
Good morning. Mga kaibigan, yan po ang ating mga kaibigan. Si Luisa Morales ng Philippine Star and of course, Randolph Leongson ng Spin.ph. Talaga naman dapat maraming pag-usapan sa PBA Marami pang dapat planuhin. Ang daming pwedeng gawin. Alam nyo, yung kanilang delivery platform, dapat ayusin pa nila yan. Of course, yung kanilang salary cap, marami yan no? Yung sinasabi nila Luis at ni Randolph na ayusin natin yung invitationals. Maganda talaga na magkaroon ng mga bagong putahe sapagkat yan ang talagang bumubuhay sa mga liga. Alright, bago po tayo mag-break, meron po tayong ipapasok ngayon. Nung isang araw, tayo nandun sa ating paboritong resort sa Subic, Freeport. At yan po yung Asea Beach Resort sa Subic. At ngayong araw pong ito, ating makakapanayam at makakasama ang bago nilang operations manager mula sa ASEA. Walang iba kundi si Mr. Clarence Dizon. Yun! Magandang umaga, Clarence. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Hi, Kom. Magandang umaga po. And I hope, looking forward na makita ulit kayo dito, sir, sa ASEA. Hope you enjoyed your stay last time.
Nakita nyo naman, ang ganda ng ASEA sa likod po ni Clarence. Yan po ang napakagandang lap pool nila. The beach in the far background and of course the mountains. Clarence, we really enjoyed that. Alam naman natin kung gaano kasarap dyan sa ASEA. Let me ask you first, kamusta ang resort since nagbaba ang mga alert levels natin?
Ayun, Kom, parehas dun sa pinag-uusapan nyo kanina. It's actually nice seeing that our sports industry is already back. But hand in hand, together with the sports industry po, balik na rin po ang turismo. Not only here in Subic, but again, the entire Philippines po, balik na po ang turismo natin. I think for the past 2 years, nag-enjoy, na-lockdown yung mga tao natin due to the pandemic. But now, everything is slowly but surely going back to the normal po. Company outings are already here. Back and forth na rin po yung mga events natin. And for a 64-room property having an occupancy for the past 2 months, which is the summer season, of at least 90%, I think it's really going good na po.
Oo. Oh, well, you know, nakita ko nga, napakarami ng tao. Ang dami nyo nang nangyayari dyan mga events. And of course, I see a lot of really famous personalities sa property. No? So, I'm so happy about this na even hindi lamang ang ASEA, lahat ng mga resorts dyan sa area ninyo. But, you know, talking about ASEA, ano bang bago? Clarence, sa ating mga bisita na gustong pumunta sa ASEA, what is new for the summer? Lalong-lalo na ngayon, tag-init. Gusto nila magbabad sa tubig. What is new for the summer for our visitors in ASEA?
Yeah, that's actually a good question, Kom. Since, as you can see nga po sa video natin in the background, we are already having jet ski here. But on top of that, upper management have invested on new water sports activities that meron na po tayong flying fish, meron na rin tayong banana boat ride.
Uy,
and
talaga.
again, ayan, pinapakita po sa screen natin ngayon, yung food sa restaurant natin. So technically, we have launched our new summer menu. Kasi nga po, it's already summer right now, so families are coming here and there. So this summer menu consists of main courses that involves, or this is for sharing po, like good for 8 to 16 packs. We have cochinillo, mga sort like that po.
Galing.
On top of our existing menu na po, Kom.
Oo, well, mga kaibigan, I can attest to that. Napakasarap ng pagkain dyan. Courtesy, of course, ni Chef Linda. Napakasarap.
Chef Linda.
Oo, pwedeng ka pang umorder ng personal, yung customized. Nag-umorder kami ng liempo na, naku, pambihira yung liempo ni Chef Linda. Napakasarap, mga kaibigan. And talking about sarap, Clarence, masarap na ang pagdating ng Mother's Day this coming May, no? And a lot of people are obviously looking for a place to celebrate with their loved ones on Mother's Day. What has ASEA prepared for Mother's Day this year?
Actually, unahan ko na po muna lahat. In behalf of the ASEA family, would like to greet all the mothers out there a very happy Mother's Day po. On our end, our ASEA family has prepared a lunch buffet this coming May 8. Hand in hand po na we'll have live entertainment. This is a buffet lunch happening from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And promote ko na rin po as a way of giving back to the locals, not only of Subic or Olonga po, but the entire Zambales po. We will be extending 10% discount on all locals of Zambales for this Mother's Day event po namin. All you need to do is show a valid ID indicating that you're from Zambales and you'll get an automatic 10% discount. But of course, we also invite everyone. We still have rooms available this coming weekend. So go grab and book na po kayo. Early reservation is not required. Pero sana if you want already to secure your tables and chairs, especially on this majestic view of Cinco Pico, so again, book us. Just go to our websites. All the numbers are there po.
Absolutely. Talagang, at mabilis po nauubos yan, ha, mga kapatid. Kaya mag-book na kayo, kagaya sinasabi ni Clarence. Alright, final question here, Clarence. Kasi sabi ko nga, nung nandyan ako, nakita ko yung wedding. May mga wedding dyan. Meron kayong mga meetings na ginaganap, mga conferences. And it looks like it's getting more and more. No? So, ang tanong, what special offerings can interested groups get in case gusto nilang magkaroon ng malalaking gatherings dyan sa ASEA in the next coming weeks?
Actually, right now we're having a wedding again later this afternoon. Pero hand in hand with that one, sir, every Friday and Saturday we are having a barbecue night. So, ayun, on top of the barbecue nights, we are having live performances. We have fire dancers, we have drum beaters,
Wow.
we have acoustic bands happening. We have a solo performer as well that is performing during the said barbecue events. For meetings naman po, meetings, conferences, and weddings, we have a designated team there. You know naman, Miss Melissa Correlia is heading the team. So technically, just contact them and we will show you and we'll go above and beyond your expectation on our weddings happening or events happening po.
All right. Well, I can believe it. I've seen it. And it's truly a pleasurable experience dyan sa ASEA Beach Resort sa Subic. Clarence, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure magkikita-kita pa tayo. And the next time, again, we'll talk about ASEA and the many, many things that we can do dyan sa inyong napakagandang resort. Thank you so much and enjoy your morning. Happy weekend.
Thank you, Kom. Salamat po.
Alright. Mga kaibigan, yan po si Mr. Clarence Dizon, ng Operations Manager ng ASEA Subic Beach Resort. Alright, bago po tayo mag-break, paalala lang po from our friends from Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Gigalife App is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Gigalife app do for me? Check your balance. Monitor your current subscription. Top up using debit credit card. Subscribe to the latest Giga promos. Monitor your data consumption. Auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network One-Tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Alright mga kaibigan, sa aming pong pagbabalik, makakasama natin ang Secretary General ng ABAP at pag-uusapan natin ang boxing sa Southeast Asian Games. Ito po ang Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo at ng Chooks to Go. Ang oras po natin, 8:37 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Birmingham Subdivisions. Come home to Birmingham.
I dare to dream big, to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours with Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice na swak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to Go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
Kumusta kayo? Kaya pa ba? Pasensya na, toxic no? Pula, dilaw, kung ano-anong kulay. Pero alam ba nila na ang problema mo? Murang bilihin, pabahay, trabaho, kuryente, tubig, ang dami. Kung gulong-gulo ka na at hanap mo yung peace of mind, halika, magbubon tayo. Maiba naman. Sama-sama tayo sa May 9. Walang higantihan, walang awayan. hindi kita iiwan. Isko Moreno po sa pagkapangulo.
Isko Moreno Dumagoso for President, number 3 sa balota. This is a paid advertisement. Political advertisement is paid for and by Francisco Moreno Dumagoso, 319A Younger Street, Barangay 137, Zone 12, Tondo, Manila.
Basta man siya, di kailangan ng mamahaling panlabas.
Sa surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango. Ang surf na gamit nyo na with our best ever bango. Sa surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango.
Locosur. Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng mga na nanonood muli sa atin dito po sa Power and Play. Alright, mga kaibigan, at this point, alam natin na ang isa sa pinaka malaking source ng medalya para sa Pilipinas sa kahit na anong international competitions na multidiscipline ay ang larong boxing. Kung saan naman nung Olympiada lamang tayo'y nakakuha kagad ng 3 medalya sa Olympics. Pambihira po yan. They are the Association of Boxing Alliances of the Philippines is also a 3-time National Sports Association of the Year awardee ng Philippine sports po, mga kaibigan. Kaya ngayong araw pong ito, minarapat nating makausap ang Secretary General mismo ng ABAP para makiha natin ang latest sa paghahanda ng ating mga boksingero patungo sa Southeast Asian Games. At kasama po natin ngayong araw pong ito live, walang iba kundi ang batikang sports psychologist and now the Secretary General ng ABAP, Mr. Marcos Manalo. Marcos, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Kom, at sa lahat ng mga tagapakinig. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Again, si paring Ed Picson talks very highly of you and with good reason dahil nakita ko ang mga trabaho mo and ang mga pananalita mo, and I'm very, very happy that the ABAP has a new section like you. Marcos, you're coming off a very successful stint sa Thailand Open. Again, humakot na naman ng medalya, mga boksingero. What was it that you set out to do dun sa Thailand Open, and are you happy? Is the ABAP happy sa performance ng ating mga boksingero?
Yeah, actually, Kom, tempered din yung expectations namin during the Thailand Open kasi we're obviously aware of the fact na yung training namin at that point is not hindi pa it's not yet full as we'd like it to be. So but yun na nga, very proud kami na nakapag deliver pa rin ng medals, no? And itong past after the Thailand Open kasi it ended April 10, very critical yung last month. So ito na nga where we're going dun sa sa home stretch na very critical. So Kasi may mga nagka-catch up ako when
That's
it
right.
comes to their conditioning.
Oo.
So, but we're very happy with the performance in the Thailand Open.
Given the performance, so nakita ninyo sa mga laban ninyo doon, and of course, you sent a good number of boxers sa Thailand Open. Given their performances at yung mga victories as well as the defeats, no? Ano ang mga leksyon na nakita nyo, Marcos, na you now take in as you prepare for Hanoi?
Yeah, one Kom is more on the physical side talaga yung aming area for improvement there, particularly on the conditioning side. And then because of the long layoff, many of our boxers actually haven't competed for 2 years kasi over the pandemic, even while preparing for the Tokyo Olympics, those who did not go to the Tokyo Olympics, training camp lang din sila sa Thailand. No?
Yeah.
So it was their first time back sa ring in a competitive environment. So malaking adjustment rin for some. Yung iba wala pa yung timing. But very clear naman sa mga coaches yung areas for improvement, and the reason why we also stayed in Thailand, and great na we got invited also to extend our training camp there. The great thing there is nandun yung optimal challenge that we need in order to push ourselves, no? Kasi dito sa Pilipinas, syempre sila lang din yung magkakasparing, no? At least sa Thailand, we're up against good sparring partners there.
Yun yung gusto kong tanongin eh. You have a training camp in Muak Lek, no? In Thailand, and patuloy kayo. In fact, from there, diretso na kayo ng Hanoi, hindi na kayo babalik sa Pilipinas, no? So, you said nga, dahil at least doon napupush kayo, no? Does that mean na yung ating mga boksingero ay talagang nakakalaban ang mga Thai boxers at natutulungan tayo ng federasyon ng Thai in despite the fact na ating karibal yung mga yan pagdating sa Southeast Asian Games?
Yes, Kom. Yun na nga, very interesting rin yung dynamics, no? Kasi obviously sila yung rivals natin. Every SEA Games na lang, tayo lang naman yung nagpapalitan in Thailand when it comes to the overall championship in the SEA Games. But we've established, through the help also of our ABAP president, Ed Pixon, we've established a good relationship with the Thailand Boxing Association. So I feel like meron din naman tayong nabibigay sa kanila, no? I feel like mutual naman yung benefit, but they really helped us a lot. Not just dun pa lang sa Tokyo Olympics. Ang laki nung natulong nila sa atin, and then at the same time here ngayong SEA Games, they're continuing to provide us that help.
Gusto kong tanungin sa iyo, bakit hindi yung reverse sila pumunta dito para tayo naman ng ginagawa rin ba yon?
They actually wanted to come and we're hoping na yung kasi there's a facility, a boxing facility sa FPLA, no, na groundbreaking na a couple of weeks ago. So siguro pagka natapos yun, that would be a great venue to have joint training camps, international training camps.
Yan ang magandang international cooperation na bagamat lalo na boxing, suntukan talaga yan, nagkakasakitan, pero nakita nyo naman ang pagtutulungan ng mga magkakaribal. Let me ask you before I leave the training camp matter. They've been there, medyo matagal na rin, no? Even before the Thailand Open, nagtitraining na sila doon. And then ngayon, about 4 to 6 weeks, another training hanggang umabot sa Hanoi. You're a sports psychologist, a very good one, a renowned one. Marcos, paano yung mental fatigue doon? Hindi ba sila na medyo nagkakaroon ng homesickness? Hindi ba medyo mabigat din yun na napakatagal mong mawala sa Pilipinas sa inyong mga mahal sa buhay?
Yes, definitely. That's going to be a factor. Kasi we always have to look at athletes as people first, di ba? So may pamilya yan, may mga personal relationships yan, no homesick yan. And then they all, aware naman lahat, no, dun sa ganung sacrifice. So, we're just always, reminded of, the bigger picture, the goal, what are we about as a boxer, as a boxing team. And so kumbaga yun yung magiging anchor mo when you have those moments na homesick ka, those moments na may mga na parang gustong-gusto mong umuwi. Syempre, nangyayari naman yan, tao tayo, di ba? But yeah, they're reminded of those things. What's really important and what's meaningful to you. So, doon ka lang babalik.
Alright, puntahan natin ang Southeast Asian Games because as you said, they're really progressing. They're taking focus on conditioning and of course yung kanilang skills. Kamusta ang selection? Have you made the selection, the final selection of the team para sa SEA Games, and ano naging basihan ng selection? Now wearing your hat as a Secretary General ng ABAP.
Yeah, yes, Kom. We actually had the lineup already even prior to the Thailand Open. And it was just basically reinforced by their performances in the Thailand Open. So okay. do I enumerate the names, Kom, or
pwede, kung pwede sana. Oo.
Yeah. Oo. Sige. So to announce rin, so we have 5 from the men's side and then another 5 from the women's side.
Okay.
At 52 kilograms, you have Roger Ladon, 57, Ian Clark Bautista, 63, James Palikte, 69, Marjon Pianyar, and 75, Yumir Felix Marchand.
Oh, wow.
And then on the women's side, 48 kilograms, Josie Gabuco, 51, Irish Magno, 57, Risa Pasweet, 60, Nesty Petesio, and 75, Hergie Bakyada.
Ang bigat niyan. Ang bigat yung lineup. Doon pala sa mga pangalan, tatlong mga international boxers, Olympians, medalists in the Olympics. Of course, very obvious na wala si Carlo Paalam. Still many people are wondering, asking. Of course, you've made explanations, but just for the sake of clarity, bakit wala si Carlo Paalam doon, Marcos?
After a long layoff from Tokyo, nagka-catch up pa si Carlo. Although he's in Thailand now, training with the team. And si Rogen kasi, same weight class kasi sila. And Rogen is also an Olympian.
Oo. And he won a gold in the Thai Open, no? Nanalo siya ng gold.
He won the gold in the Thailand Open, and he has been training really well since the start of the year. So, and yung tinalo ko ni Roger sa Thailand Open is the top seed in the Tokyo Olympics.
Wow.
So hindi ito pipitsugin yung tinalo niya.
Correct. Oo.
We're very excited about him. Sa totoo lang, Kom, kami we're not really concerned about that weight class kasi kahit sino padala mo dyan, you know that you're gonna get the best out of that weight class.
Well, that 10 team or 10-person team, men and women, is a star-studded team. And again, humakot kayo ng napakaraming medalya noong 2019 dito sa Manila. Ang tanong nga dyan, with this 10-person lineup, 10 boxers being sent to Hanoi, how do you top 2019, Marcos?
It's hard, Kom, kasi una pa lang, the number of medals that we won in 2019 is more than the number of boxers that we're sending to Hanoi. So we won 12 medals in 2019 and we're just sending 10 boxers in Hanoi. But we're very confident about our chances. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to put up a very good performances there in Hanoi. It's just hard to come up with a numeric goal, no?
Ayun nga tatanungin ko sana ikaw kung you're free to make a bold prediction dito sa ating show about the number of medals na iuwi ninyo
Yun, Kom, hindi rin even during Tokyo, no? Siguro that's something na we have mentioned also quite a few times. We really use a process-oriented approach. Medyo corny, kasi exciting obviously to come up with the number. But palagi kong sinasabi rin, Kom, sa mga boxers and coaches, you're only at the podium like for a few seconds, celebrating and maybe crying or disappointed if you don't get the outcome that you want. But 99.99% of the time, you're in the process. So, kaya better to pay attention to that. And we approach it like, the medals will take care of itself. Ang trabaho is put yourself in the best position to get a medal. And our coaches are doing a great job also coming up with training plans and then later on with fight plans. No? Para doon lang nakafocus yung boxers. And then the medals will be a byproduct of you executing kung ano yung pinag-trainingan at plano ng coaches dun.
Very impressive. Alam mo, nakita ko yung 3-year program that you are putting together, yung in-announce ni Mr. Ed Picson, no? And of course, this will culminate sa Paris 2024. And one of them includes, aside from coaches development and talent ID, is the rigid and science-based training na yun ang core ng inyong mga plano. Briefly lang, Marcos, how are you planning to execute this? Itong sinasabi ninyong science-based and rigid training.
Yes, Ko. For the past Olympic cycle, the past 4 or 5 years, we have a sports science team. So aside from me at that time as the sports psychology consultant, we have also a nutritionist and strength and conditioning coach, and also a performance analyst. So we have like a team trying to work on the different aspects of performance ng mga athletes, and we're collaborating with our coaches to come up with the best way kung paano matulungan ma-improve yung performance nila. Kasi alam naman natin yung skills, obviously it's the most important thing, no? Skills, talent.
Yes.
But at the highest level of competition, yung mga little things that you can add, that you can supplement dun sa physical training and technical and tactical training, that's gonna be huge.
Well, you know, maraming umaasa of course na ang boxing muli ang bubuhat sa ating contingent, and obviously itong mga sinasabi mo ngayon sa paghahanda when all of the science-based training that you're doing really augurs well for the performance of our boxers. Before I let you go, Marcos, you know, this is a personal question to you. You are new as the SecGen ng ABAP. Do you feel pressure now after, you know, a tremendous 2021 where we had the terrific showing sa Olympics, of course, no Southeast Asian Games? Is there pressure for you ngayon na ikaw ang bagong SecGen ng ABAP?
Yes, Kom, definitely. Like what we always say to our boxers as well. No, pressure is always going to be there. No, expectations will always be there. But you know, at the end of the day, you pay attention to what you can control, and clear din naman kami sa aming objective and mission sa ABAP, which is to provide the best possible support for our boxers and coaches. So, kumbaga, stick lang tayo doon, and then yung pressure nandyan, but we have we are the ones in control, we are the ones in power, and we can respond to pressure, expectations, and pressure and distractions even.
Well, I'm very happy for ABAP. It is in good hands with Ed Picson and yourself there, and of course Mr. Ricky Vargas, and of course MVP at the helm. I think boxing is in good hands, and we should expect a lot more victories and ika nga honor to be brought to our country. Marcos, maraming salamat sa oras at panahon na binigay mo sa amin ngayong araw na to sa Power and Play. Huwag kang magsasawa, ha? We'll check on you time and time again.
Sure, Ko. Maraming salamat for having me.
Mga kaibigan, ng Secretary General ng Association of Boxing Alliances of the Philippines, walang iba kundi si Mr. Marcos Manalo, at ang paghahanda ng ating mga boksingero pambihira. Yun, star-studded lineup yung ating boxing team, papuntang Southeast Asian Games. Lahat na yata yun ng mga magagaling, yung mga Olympians, mga kahit hindi nanalo, alam nating may ibubuga. So let's pray for our boxers, of course, come Hanoi. Alright, before we take a break, syempre, pasok muna natin ang inyong paboritong viral videos at pop culture sa larangan ng palakasan, ang ating Stop and Pop.
Power and Play with Kom Noli.
Pinag-uusapan ang boxing. Ito ang next video natin para sa mga sawana sa basketball ay tinatawag nating inflatable boxing. Panoorin po ninyo to. Introducing inflatable boxing. G na G ang dalawa na yan sa boxing habang nasa inflatable boat. Uy, laglag ka. Isa lang naman ang rule dyan. Ang unang malaglag sa tubig, di syempre talo. Pero easy lang sa mga nagpaplanong gumawa niyan dahil baka delikado na kapag may na-knockout, lalong-lalo na kung gagawin nyo yan sa mga beach, ha? Ang gusto nyo, knockout o lunod. At yan po ang ating stop and pop moment sa Power and Play. Alright, maganda yun, ha? Magandang gawin yun, pero ingat lang, ha? Baka malalim masyado, hindi pala marunong lumangoy yung boksingero. Alright, we'll take a quick break sa aming pong pagbabalik. Usapang UAAP sa Power and Play kasama ni Dylan Ababou and Willy Wilson. Ito po ang Power Play hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo at ng Chooks to Go. Ang oras po natin, ganap na alas 9 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Birmingham Subdivisions. Come home to Birmingham.
Power and Play with Kom Noli.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice na swak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
At nagbabalik po ang Power and Play for our second hour, and right now I'd like to thank all of the sponsors who continue to support Power and Play. Marami pong salamat sa lahat ng patuloy pong tumataguyod sa Power and Play. Unahin ko po of course ang Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum sa ganitong pabago-bago ang panahon, mga kapatid. Sobrang init tapos biglang ulan. Kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Thank you! Maraming salamat sa Cherry Tigo. Saluhin ang swerteng hatid ng Year of the Tiger. Own a brand new Tigo 2 Pro crossover with Cherry's Year of the Growling Tigo promo. Sa halagang 68,000 low down payment, may sporty 5-seater ka na safe in any road condition dahil mas mataas ang ground clearance nito kaysa sedan. Spacious din ang seats at legroom kaya mas komportable mapa-driver or passenger. May 9-inch infotainment system na pwedeng i-connect sa Mirror Link and Apple CarPlay para mas convenient at chill ang travel mo. Pili na from the 6 lucky colors of Tigo 2 Pro: Passion Orange, Lava Red, Graphite Gray, Vivid White, Tuscan Beige, at Laser Yellow. Hashtag move for more colors and adventure. Bisitahin ang www.cherryauto.ph to know more about the fun to drive Tigo 2 Pro. Thank you! Maraming din salamat of course sa Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. You can now visit Chooks to stay at Chooks, the first dine-in restaurant of Chooks to Go. Visit us at Level 1 Robinson's Place, Lipa, Batangas. Siyempre, ang hanapin nyo po lagi yung quarter chicken with only Chooks rice and soup. Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan, masarap kahit walang sauce. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Magpadala with confidence kahit para sa negosyo o personal bulk deliveries man yan. Kayang-kaya yan i-deliver securely with Joyride. Na-launch na rin po ang Joyride Car. And of course, tuloy-tuloy po ang pagpasada ng Joyride Motorcycle Taxi. So download the latest Joyride Super App now. Elms Seafood Paluto, the latest offering of the Elms Resto Bar Group, located at Unit 2, Ground Floor, Calle Bistre, Ever, Commonwealth, Quezon City. Enjoy their delectable seafood menu in a relaxed, casual dining atmosphere for your salo-salo seafood meal. Visit also Carlitos Sisig Seafood Paluto along Shaw Boulevard, now open for dine-in and take-out from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Elms Seafood Paluto. Thank you also to Skin, your face and body anti-aging center, with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886. Thank you! Birmingham Subdivisions, come home to Birmingham. Located at Antipolo, Cainta, General Trias, Cavite, Marikina, Pasig, Rodriguez, San Mateo, and Tagaytay. Building community since 1984. Celebrate in your new home, your home in Birmingham Subdivisions. Check out their Facebook page or call 0939-921-7458 or 891-27731. Thank you! Asea Subic Beach Resort. Experience the getaway that you deserve and dive into limitless happenings, rejuvenating experiences, and gastronomic adventures. Asea Subic Beach Resort. Maraming salamat of course sa Likhabi, Weave by Weave, hand in hand. Check out their IG pages. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Thank you! Live Smart. Alright, marami po salamat sa lahat ng ating mga sponsors and friends. At bago po tayo magpatuloy sa ating susunod na guest, gusto ko lang pong makiramay sa isa ko pong matalik na kaibigan, si Coach Yayoy Alcoseba, na pumanaw po nung isang araw. Again, malaking balita po, nakakalungkot dahil matagal ko po nakasama si Coach Yayoy Alcoseba sa Cebu. Again, our condolences to the family of Coach Yayoy. I will be there in Cebu. And of course, lahat po ng kanyang iniwan. Coach Yayoy, hindi ka makakalimutan. Ako po ay nakikiramay sa ating kasama sa hanap buhay, si Mr. Zaldi Perez ng Chase Down. And of course, nung isang linggo, nakalimutan ko pong banggitin, nakikiramay din po ako sa aking kaibigan pong si Boyet Season at ang kanyang mga naiwan. Again, another true friend, a good friend, Boyet Season. Nakakalungkot. But again, hopefully, talagang siya ay nagbigay sa atin ng kasiyahan nung nandito siya. Again, rest in peace and my condolences to Boyet Season's family. Alright, mga kaibigan, at this point, it's time to bring in our next guest. Pag-uusapan po natin ay UAAP. At sila po ay mga dating UAAP stars and of course, naging national team members and PBA superstars. At ngayon, sila ay mga TV panelists ng UAAP coverage. Walang iba kundi ang dating Growling Tiger, Dylan Ababou, and of course, a former King Archer, Willy Wilson. Good morning, Dylan and Willy. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Sir Noli.
Wow. Good. This is their first time to have the two of you on the show. I think Dylan nakasama ko nandito, pero Willy, it's good to have you. It's been a long time. I haven't seen you, but the other day, nanonood ako ng UAAP and I saw you. I've been seeing Dylan. Sabi ko, wow, may mga bago na pala ang analyst ng UAAP and you are doing a great job. First of all, guys, tell me your story. Tell us your story. Paano ba kayo pumasok dyan sa panel ng UAAP? Let me begin with you first, Willy.
Well, it's actually been a passion of mine, obviously, to basketball. And then I kind of broached the topic to some of the people that some of the decision makers that I would be interested in being an analyst for basketball games. I assumed, this is pre-pandemic, that it would be the PBA D-League. Obviously the pandemic happened, so that put everything on hold. And then I think a few months ago, I got a call and asking, hey, we're putting a new panel together for the UAAP. Would you be interested? And I mean, for me, that's a no-brainer. So, they put me through the trainings. The UAAP is where it all started for me. So it's only right for me to give back.
Dylan, sa iyo rin, I know na ikaw matagal na naglaro. Of course, you were the King Tiger in UST. Nanalo ka ng kampyonato with the Growling Tigers. How good is it na ngayon ikaw na ang nagko-cover para sa UAAP? And of course, paano ka naman napunta dyan?
Yeah, godly morning ulit, sir. Sir Willy also. Kuya Willy pala. So it's so much of an honor, of course, to be part of the UAP family as an analyst. Same as what Kuya Willy said. When may nag-reach out at sinabi if I'm interested, I said yes. No-brainer nga, sabi ni Kuya Willy. Pero yung mga interviews pala dati, pinapanood pala yan ng mga UAP people. So nakita nila na mukhang okay si Dylan. So subukan natin siya. So I said yes right away, Sir Noli.
Dylan, ikaw, you played in the UAP, as I mentioned, before I go back to Willy. And, that was many years ago. Gaano kalaki ang pagbabago? Ngayon na ikaw ay nasa panel and you're observing. I know you follow the games ng UAP even after you finished in UST. Pero gaano kalaki ang pagbabago na ngayon ng UAP from the time you played up to now?
Well, players nowadays are more skilled. Of course, they are taller than us before. And nakakatuwa kasi you will see a lot of playing styles. Kasi yung time namin nila Kuya Willy, wala masyado yung mga hesitation moves. Siguro si Mike Cortez lang yan. Pero ngayon, halos lahat ng players talaga nag-hesi na sila. Ang galing na mag-dribble. Pati mga big guys, mga shooters. Saka yung ball handling nila, ang ganda na.
Willy, on the other hand, this year has been strange because out of the 8 teams of the UAAP, only 2 teams kept their coaches. There were changes in 6 of the 8 teams this season. How big of an impact has that been on the play in the UAAP? And, is this a fresh welcome? Is this a tremendous change that you can see sweeping through collegiate basketball?
Well, that change in coaching is huge, because if you're a new coach with the new system, getting to know your players, obviously you're going to be learning your rotation. You would want more practice time, but with the format that they have right now, this bubble format, they only have 1 at most 2 days to prepare for the next game. So if you're a new coach coming in, I mean, and me as a coach as well, that is not in your favor, which is, I mean, obviously Ateneo is at the top of the standings, but they have continuity, and you see that really paying dividends. That same coach, more or less the same group of players, they're flourishing right now this season, as opposed to teams that have new coaches. They're kind of inching their way through.
That's true. If you look at the team standings, Ateneo is really doing very well. And again, the continuity plus the fact that there's stability there. And of course, the other teams are really just adjusting to the styles of their new coaches. Before I go to the UAAP, other matters about the UAAP, let me ask the two of you, which is harder, playing basketball in the UAAP or being in the panel? Dylan? Naka-mute ka yata. Is Dylan on mute? Naka-mute ba? Okay, go.
I think playing basketball in the UAP is fine.
So, easy lang ang trabahong panel, ha?
Hindi naman po. Mahirap din po.
Willy, what about you? What do you think?
Man, I'll take playing basketball any day. But that's another reason why I jumped into doing this and being on the panel. It's another challenge for me to tackle. It's another skill for me to learn. Those those out there that are aspiring to join the panel, whether as an anchor or an analyst, you got to do your homework. You got to be prepared.
Right.
It's not just something that you can just jump into and not really having any training. So it's definitely more challenging. Obviously, Dylan and I, we grew up playing basketball, and that's something that we do every day. So we had lots and lots and lots of chances to improve at our craft. This being on the panel is something that we're still growing with, and we have a great surrounding with us. So I think we're gonna be just fine.
All right. Well, as you go through this, I'm sure that you'll get more comfortable, just like a layup or a rebound, Willie. I'm sure that'll come in.
Fast break layup for me.
Fast break. All right. Let's go to the UAP, gentlemen. Tomorrow is the end of the elimination round, and again, Ateneo is gunning for a sweep. So let me begin with that. Why? And I guess the question that many people are asking, and I mean, sometimes the answers are obvious, but I want to get it from you because you see them actually play. Why is Ateneo so dominant and so good? I'll begin with you, Dylan.
Well, of course, they have a very good coach in Coach Tab Baldwin, very experienced international coach. I can see the difference maker is their discipline. You cannot see Ateneo have shooting their first pass. I mean, wala silang first pass shot. Laging they want to involve everyone. Grabe yung ball movement nila, grabe yung discipline. And saka syempre experience sila with Gilas.
Willie, do you see any weakness in the Ateneo system? Do you see a way, to stop this train just wrecking over everyone?
Well, obviously there are chances for Ateneo to be beat, and I think if you ask the Ateneo coaching staff, lalo na si Coach Tab Baldwin, he'll say the same thing, that his team can be beat, but the formula obviously has not yet been invented or discovered in which what do we need to do for the whole 40 minutes of a game to beat them. But no, there is no unbeatable team, and that's what makes the UAAP so exciting. Is everybody's on edge. Who is going to beat Ateneo?
Absolutely, and tomorrow will be the big question, because a victory over UP tomorrow would mean that there is going to be a step ladder going to the finals, with Ateneo assuring themselves of a finals berth. So, Willie, let me ask you, UP is right now the only team in the way of Ateneo, and they could derail that particular train going to the finals. What do you like about UP in terms of their play?
Oh, I think they're the most talented team, man, player for player. They have a loaded backcourt from the point guard to the two guard spot. You have JD Cagulangan, very, very solid, and Fortea and Abadiano backing him up. And then at the two guard spot, you have Richie Rivero, who is, one of the most sought after players moving up to the pros, and then backstopping him, CJ Cancino.
Yeah.
And then talk about that front court with the three-headed monster of Carl Tamayo, Xavier Lucero, and Diouf. So they have the tools to give a really, really tough challenge to Ateneo, and it's very interesting to see how they're going to put it all together tomorrow.
Dylan, bago ang coach ng UP, Coach Goldwyn Monteverde, and alam naman natin kaano kagaling si Coach Goldwyn, especially when he was in high school. Anong assessment mo sa nadala ni Coach Goldwyn sa UP, yung style, and do you think that itong UP Fighting Maroons have a chance to make it all the way?
Yeah, of course, Coach Goldwyn, one of the best coaches in high school, and you can see he brought his excellence to his UP team now in college. So Coach, UP, I think it's not yet time for them this year. I think Ateneo pa rin magcha-champion. But you can see a lot of potential from UP. Like Willie said, you have a lot of PBA ready guys here, a lot of superstars. And kasi grabe, not only their starter points, pati yung bench points nila, grabe yung production.
Well, alam natin na UP has a tremendous fan base and a support. Kaya I'm sure it's very important for them na nakabalik ang mga fans. Let me ask you now about LaSalle, which is in third place. And Willie, you played with the Green Archers, and you had your glory years there, of course, with the DLSU Green Archers. And right now, it seems to me that the problem really about LaSalle, it's not about the talent that they have, it's their consistency. Do you think this team has another gear to make it all the way to the finals?
Oh, I definitely do feel that they have another gear. We just saw that. We just saw Shawnee Winston go to that next gear with that 33-point performance in only 3 quarters. You add that onto. We have not seen the best basketball played by their other guards, Mark Nonoy and Evan Nelly. And then imagine if they all put it together at the same time. Together with Balti Baltazar, and then we all see what Motor Mike Phillips can do.
Yeah.
With also playing his rebounding.
Yeah.
I mean, the key to them putting it all together is them all complementing each other and having good games at the same time.
Dylan, saan pwede mag-improve ang LaSalle? Given that they're now in the Final Four, back in the Final Four after missing it for the last 5 years. Saan ngayon dapat sila mag-concentrate so that they can have a chance to make it to the finals?
Yeah. Same as Willie said, that they need consistency right now. I think LaSalle is not yet peaking at their highest. I think they still have a lot more to show. I think they need to improve more on defense kasi I saw that they are giving a lot of points also for the opponents, and knowing Manong Derek Pomaran, he's the master of defense, and I think they just need to focus on that and be consistent.
All right. Well, tatlo na ang pasok sa Final Four, and now we're looking at the final team that'll make it to the Final Four. Dylan, who makes it to the Final Four among the contenders, FEU, Adamson, and NU? Para sa'yo.
Napakahirap na tanong yan. I think I'll go with FEU, Sir Noli.
FEU, bakit? Bakit FEU?
Well, FEU, same thing eh. Hindi rin sila ganun consistent. They showed a lot of promise. Yun nga lang, may mga games na medyo turn off sila. Pero yung win nila against De La Salle, yung nakita ko na deserving sila for the Final Four.
All right. Willie, who makes the Final Four for you?
Well, based off of the standings, Adamson is on the outside looking in. Obviously, they still have a chance if FU and if NU would lose their last games. But given who these teams are playing, FU versus UST,
right,
and versus LaSalle, I'd have to side with Dylan and go with FU, making it into that last spot.
Well, it's a big final day. Of course, a lot of things can happen, where there's going to be a step ladder to the finals, whether Adamson can sneak in there. And of course, NU has done tremendously well with their new coach, Jeff Napa. It's been an exciting season so far. And of course, at the end of the day, the story of the UAAP are their stars. So I'm going to go to the stars right now. And I want to ask you, and just give me quick answers on this, players that you think fit my description. Ready? Here we go. Who do you think are the PBA ready guards at this time? Willie, I'll begin with you. You can name one or two if you want.
Give me Richie Rivero, and I'm going to give you a rookie, RJ Barrientos.
PBA ready, oh wow. Dylan, PBA ready guards.
Same, Richie Rivero and RJ Barrientos, Sir Noli.
Sige. All right. PBA ready bigs. Dylan, you begin.
I'll have Balti Baltazar.
Willie?
I'll give you another rookie, Carl Tamayo.
Wow. Young guy getting ready for the PBA. All right. Let's go to the... I'd say Jerome Lastimosa is ready for the PBA. I think he's a small guy, but I think he has a great chance of making it there. Under the radar players. I'll begin with you, Willie. Go.
I'm a huge fan of James Spencer. Great role player. I think he's going to be a solid role player at the next level.
Dylan, under the radar, na hindi nakikita, hindi napupuna, pero malaki ang potential.
Under the radar, I'll go with Kurt Lohera for LaSalle.
Nice.
From LaSalle, and John Felicilda from NU.
Wow, mga maganda yan. I'll take Michael Malonzo. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a guy that can do a lot of things and step up for his team. All right, let's go to the diamond in the rough players. Those players that obviously do not get yet the playing time, but you can see the talent and the potential. I'll begin with you, Dylan.
Miguel Pangilinan from UST.
Miguel Pangilinan. All right, Willie.
Oh, man. Let me go with Raylan Torres from NU.
All right. I'll take Mike Phillips. I mean, he's very talented, but I'm sure there's still a lot more there to Mike Phillips. Even beyond his rebounding and his defense. All right. Let's go to the 3-and-D stars of the UAAP. 3-and-D. Who can play the best defense and can shoot the ball? Willie, I'll begin with you.
Oh, my goodness. 3-and-D. But you got a whole bunch on Ateneo. Let me go with Mamuya.
Yeah. Good choice there. Dylan?
Let me go with James Spencer from UP.
James Spencer. All right. Those are good choices. Well, good choices. I think, of course, Kurt Lohera is a guy that can really play great defense. All right. Let's go to who do you think he can shoot that ball with impunity. The best scorer. I'm not saying best player, just a true, pure scorer. Dylan, I'll begin with you.
I'll go with Jerome Lastimosa and RJ Abarientos, Sir Noli.
Mabigat yan. Willie, best scorer in the UAP.
I'll go with the two players that had the highest scoring outputs this game. Let me go with Shawnee Winston and RJ Barrientos.
I like that. I like Shawnee Winston. I think he is truly a scorer. I like also the guy from the University of the East, the point guard.
Asi Pagsanhan, Harvey.
Yeah, that guy can score. All right.
Tyler Teo, that third quarter.
Oh, Tyler Teo is a third quarter man. Yeah, that's right. All right. Now this is your turf, Willie. Who is the defender of the gates of the UAAP? Best defender, Willie.
You got to go with Ange Kwame. He's the gatekeeper for Ateneo. Controls everything.
Dylan.
Ang hirap naman. With Ange Kwame and Malik Diouf.
Yeah, big guys, the big guys, they can defend. All right, finally, at this point, who is your MVP? MVP of the UAP at this time? Dylan?
I'll go with Dave Ildefonso.
Wow, Dave Ildefonso. That's a nice name, a surprising pick though. Willie?
I'll stay on the same team and same as my best defender, I'm going with Ange Kwame.
Ange Kwame. Well, yeah, these are players. You know, Sav Lucero has really put his name out there, and I think he's a guy that should be considered. He's a tremendous player, and I think he's going to be, a huge potential in the future. Wow. Thank you so much for all of that. Now, before I let you go, guys, and I know that you've had very strong feelings about this as well. Kai Sotto has declared himself available in the NBA draft. Your thoughts on that, Dylan and Willie? I'll begin with you, Dylan. Anong tingin mo? Is Kai Sotto ready and will he be selected sa NBA?
Yeah, I think he's ready. I think he'll be selected because it's a big boost also for the NBA. Imagine having all the Filipino fans trying to watch Kai Sotto's game. So it's very good for the league, and I think Kai is, of course, our best opportunity to enter the NBA.
Tama yan. Willie, your thoughts on Kai Sotto now planning to join the NBA?
On a purely basketball standpoint, not including marketing, I think he has all the tools, and I think him playing in Australia was a really, really good gauge for NBA scouts to see if he's NBA ready. He showed that he was towards the latter half of his stint there in Australia. Shooting from the outside, scoring from the inside, passing ability, and his defense and shot blocking ability, more on the positioning end. I think he's ready, and yes, he will be drafted.
If there is a skill that you think Kai should still develop as he enters the NBA, what should it be? Or at least, if not a skill, a characteristic in him. Willie, I'll begin with you.
Oh, I think it's got to be his strength and athleticism. If he can keep on improving that, as you see the modern big men now, you're either a stretch or you're a rim run. Right now, the stretch part is developing, and the rim run part, where catch lobs, block shots on the defensive end, that can also be developed.
Dylan, meron bang pwede pang improve? Is there a place? Is there something that Kai still needs to improve as he enters the NBA?
Yeah, a lot more, Sir Noli. He needs his core strength and his 3-point shooting, because I can see it reminds me of Kristaps Porzingis. So if Kai develops his shooting, it's gonna be big for him for his career.
If you look at the numbers of Kai in the NBL, you'd think that this guy is a defensive, should be at the top of the defense, but he's only averaging less than a block a game, 0.83, and of course 4.48 rebounds. Of course, it's his playing time that is very limited. I feel that Kai needs to get that second leap, that second jump, and that desire to go for that ball more often. I think that's where Kai needs to set his mind. Of course, he's got to get a little heavier. He's about 210 pounds for a 7'3" guy. I mean, that's a little bit light in the NBA. But again, I think Kai needs to get a little tougher and, of course, go really for defense. All right, before I let you go on Kai, here we go. Which team do you think would fit Kai the best in the NBA? I'll begin with you, Willie.
Let's go for the Lakers.
All right. Well, there are many Filipinos there, huh?
That's my team. So I'll go back home on vacation and I'll get to watch Kai live.
All right, that's terrific. Dylan.
I think I want Kai to play for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Bakit? Why?
Siyempre masanay na siya kay Giannis in practice. Imagine mo, kalaban na si Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I think he'll be stronger.
Oh, and that's a championship team. Kung makakasama niya. And of course, Brook Lopez has been injured in and out, so that would be a good replacement. Ako, I think he should go to the Miami Heat or the Golden State Warriors. Miami Heat because Eric Spoelstra is there. Pinoy din yan, and I think he'll be taken care well taken care of there. And of course, pagdating naman sa Golden State Warriors, ang daming Pinoy dun eh. So I think he will be right at home with the Golden State Warriors. Wow. Exciting times for basketball indeed, and we're looking forward to the NBA draft. Na marinig natin ang pangalan ni Kai Sotto from the Philippines being drafted in the NBA. Willy Wilson, Dylan Ababou, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Salamat.
Thank you so much, Kom Noli.
And good luck to the UAAP.
Thank you po, Sir Noli, Kuya Willy.
Alright mga kaibigan, yan po ang ating mga kaibigan. Willy Wilson from De La Salle, and of course Dylan Ababou from UST, now panelist ng UAAP. Thank you so much, and talagang exciting yung balita kay Kai Sotto. Alright, before we continue, at bago natin po ipasok ang ating susunod na guest, balikan muna natin ang moments sa ating sports history.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Iyala.
April 26, 1988 or 34 years ago, sinimulang ipatupad ng NBA ang 3-referee rule. Maniwala man kayo o hindi, dalawa lang ang game officials noon sa loob ng ring bago yan, or sa loob ng court bago yan ipatupad ng the association. Nag-aalangang padati ang liga na magdagdag ng isa pang referee, lalo't tinatayang $1 million ang additional cost noong mga panahong yon. Pero simula 1988 to 89 season, 3 na ang referee kada laro na dagdag mata rin para maging mas maayos ang tawagan. The NBA approves the addition of a 3rd referee this week in sports history. And of course, ang PBA, ang unang-unang liga na merong 4 na referee na pinag-iikot-ikot. So, siguro yan, malapit na rin yan ay kopyahin ng NBA. Alright, talking about basketball, mga kaibigan, ngayong araw pong ito, magsisimula ang isang napakagandang labanan. At ito po ay pagsuporta para sa larong 3x3 basketball. Kung saan ang Pilipinas po ay isa sa pinaka maganda ang performance at laging inaasahan sa mga 3x3 competitions. Today, magsisimula po ang isang international 3x3 tournament at para pag-usapan po yan, kasama po natin ngayon mismo ang pinakamalaking supporter ng 3x3 basketball sa ating bansa. Walang iba kundi ang presidente ng Bounty Agroventures Incorporated, si Boss Ronald Mascariñas. Sir Ronald, good morning.
Good morning, Kom Noli.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us this morning. Alam ko busy ka today dahil magsisimula na ang ating Chooks to Go FIBA 3x3 Asia Pacific Super Quest. So, boss, let me ask you quickly, ano ba ang significance nitong Super Quest? Lalong-lalo na para sa ating bansa.
First off, Kom Noli, we have to put this in perspective. We're doing this with one primary objective, and that is to qualify in the 2024 Paris Olympics. So, for us to qualify, medyo manipis ang... There are only 8 teams that will, 8 countries who are allowed to play in the Olympics. Mm-hmm. And ang primary objective natin is to land in the, at least, number 3 sa ranking. Pag number 3 tayo, then we are outright qualified to play sa Olympics. Mm-hmm. But this is a long shot now, no? Kasi ang current natin na ranking is we are number 29 in the world with 414,000 points as of today. Ang number 3 is Latvia with 3.3 million points. So,
layo. Oh.
2.9.
Oh.
So, but we're trying to still make it to number 3. Although it's a long shot now with 2 years to go. And second window natin is to land in the top 24.
Okay.
Sa top 24, then doable sa atin yun. Very doable. I don't think we have any problem at all making it to the top 24. Pag nag-top 24 tayo, then we can play in the Olympic qualifying tournament.
Okay.
For the last 4 slots.
Oo. And itong pag-organize natin ng mga ganitong tournaments, Sir Ronald, this adds points para sa ating bansa? Ganun ba yun?
Yung Super Quest is a level 8 tournament. Just one level lower than World Tour Master. So napakalaki ng points na na-generate nito just by hosting the tournament. And ang bonus talaga natin is we're allowed to field, for example, dito sa Super Quest, we're allowed to field 3 teams. So yung 3 teams na yun will generate so much points.
Alright.
Tingin ko nga after this, baka nasa almost we're at number 24 already.
Maganda yon. Magandang development yon. Chooks to Go forged a global partnership kasama ng Fiba pagdating sa 3x3. Sir Ronald, ano ba ho ang ibig sabihin nitong partnership na ito at paano mabebenepisyuhan ng Pilipinas?
Ang 3x3 basketball is basically a new Olympic sport. So, FIBA 3x3 is looking for global partners around the world, yung mga stakeholders nila who can help them develop 3x3. So, yung Chooks to Go were elated that we've been identified as a strong partner na pinagkakatiwalaan tayo ng FIBA to support them, help them develop 3x3 basketball in the region, basically in Asia.
Well,
so we're not only developing 3x3 basketball in the Philippines, but they're banking on us to help them grow the sport in the region.
Oo. Alam natin na hindi madali itong ginagawa ninyo because marami rin siyempre gustong makakuha ng mga puntos na yon, makakwalify sa Olympics, Sir Ronald. Can you tell us what did it take to bring the Super Quest dito po sa Pilipinas? Tell us a little bit about the process na pinagdaanan ninyo para lang natin ma-host itong Asia Pacific Super Quest.
Yung Super Quest, pinag-aagawan niya ng so many countries around the world. And very limited ang slots. Lalo na yung World Tour Master. And we're lucky na every year, being a global partner, we're assured of at least 1 Super Quest and 2 World Tour Masters that we're allowed to host. That will give us points. Ang advantage natin sa Pilipinas is the recognition of FIBA that anywhere in the world, pag may 3x3 tournament, we bring in the crowd.
Oo.
Pag pumunta sa Middle East or wherever, halos walang nanonood ng 3x3.
Oo.
But if there is a Philippine team playing, puno ang venue.
Oh. And that's the reason, one of the reasons why talagang ganadong-ganado ang FIBA to bring it to Manila. Of course, in the way Chooks to Go has hosted these events, we've seen that in the past. Pambihira ho talaga mga kapatid. Pambihira po. It's a full show na makikita ninyo para sa 3x3.
Kung yan na Kom Noli, no? The way we dinadaos natin yung ating tournament, the entertainment,
yes,
the format, is now being adopted by FIBA.
Wow.
Even yung opening ceremonies, it's being adopted now by FIBA.
All right. Let's go to the Chooks to Go FIBA 3x3 Asia Pacific Super Quest na gaganapin po today. Mamaya po yan, gaganapin. Unang-una po, Boss Ronald, who are the teams that are joining itong ating Asia Pacific Super Quest?
There will be top teams from, in alphabetical order, no? From Australia, Indonesia, Japan, and 2 teams from Mongolia. And yung 3 teams from the Philippines will be Butuan, Cebu, and Manila.
And the form, alam natin yung mga teams mo yan, hindi mga pipitsugin yan. Yung pong galing sa Japan is a defending champion, no? And of course, yung Mongolia, Boss Ronald, can you tell us? Kasi ang bali-balita, ito po ay world rank, itong galing sa Mongolia.
Yes, Mongolia is number 11 in the world.
Wow.
They are active in the World Tour. Halos, they've always been invited.
So
in the region, sila ang pinakamataas na ranking as a country.
Alright. Well, ano po ang format, Boss Ronald, itong sa ating one-day championship na ito? And of course, what is at stake sa labanan na to?
We divided them. This is a one-day tournament. We'll start at about 12 noon. And last game will be at about 8:10 p.m. The final. So they will be divided into 2 groups, 4 teams per group. Round robin sila. And then the top 2 teams of each group will advance to diretso na semifinal.
Alright. Ano po ang nakasalalay dyan? Balita, malaki daw ang premyo.
Lang yan. We're following kung ano yung price pot na standard ng Fiba for a Super Quest. So if it's a Super Quest or a Master, we're just following yung format ng Fiba.
Alright. Ginawa ho ninyo to from 2 days, ginawang 1 day na lamang itong Super Quest. Bakit to nangyari yun, Sir Ronald?
Pwede rin naman kasing 2 days, no? But we've experienced in the past na pag ganito lang 8 teams, doable talaga na gawing isang araw.
Isang araw na lang. Okay. Alright. Para hindi rin masyadong mahirapan pa ang arrangements ng mga kuponan. And of course, the Philippines, as you mentioned, is fielding 3 teams dito po sa ating Asia Pacific Super Quest. What did Chooks to go do to make sure, lalo na po sa mga fans natin, na ang ating mga Philippine teams will be very competitive dito po sa ating Super Quest?
Meron tayong pool of 3x3 players, mga bago lahat yon. Because all players that we've developed in 2019 all went to the PBA. So we're starting from zero again. But yung pool natin, ang practice niyan, Kom Noli, is every day. And they've been to yung Cebu and Manila Chooks, have participated in international tournament. Yung huli, World Tour Masters sa Dubai, Cebu Chooks participated. Yun yung pinaka-latest.
Right. And all of these teams still under the mentorship, coaching ni Coach Aldinayo, Boss Ronald?
Yes, lahat ng pool natin is under the guidance of Coach Aldinayo.
What do you expect from the teams, sir, in terms of placing? Do you think very competitive tayo at we will put up a good fight para dito sa Super Quest?
Yung competitive form ngayon is yung Cebu Chooks kasi kagagaling lang nila sa Dubai World Tour Master. But yung Manila Chooks and especially Butuan are really new teams. No? But we're still napakalayo pa natin to where we want our players na level.
All right.
We're working on that.
Is that part of the vision, sir, na patuloy po nating i-build up ang pool for the next succeeding years? Kasi alam naman natin, medyo matagal-tagal pa ang Paris. So is this part of the plan ng Chooks to go?
Yes. We're building a pool of 25 players.
Wow. Okay.
So given na 2 taon na lang ang Olympics. And that's 2024. So practically 2 years to prepare for that.
All right.
And nagbago rin kasi ang rules ng FIBA qualification. And it favors our region. Kasi right now, if we look at the top ranked countries in the world, halos puro European teams.
All right.
Serbia, Lithuania, Latvia, Belgium, Russia. So, tinweak ng FIBA ang qualification so that must represented across the globe.
All right. Well, Sir Ronald, I know that every time merong tayong event na katulad nito, napakaraming gimmick, napakaraming premyo na pinamimigay ang Chooks to Go, and of course, the pomp and pageantry of the show itself is just amazing. Ano po ang may expect ng mga fans natin na manonood mismo dyan sa Ayala Mall sa Soledad, dyan po sa Santa Rosa, ngayong araw na to sa pagsisimula ng Super Quest?
Yung mga fans natin na manunood sa Soledad, Novali, Santa Rosa, you'll be in for a surprise, no? But yung standard natin na entertainment between games, before the games, masasaksihan ninyo. You will enjoy. Hindi lang to laro, no? It's really sports and entertainment rolled into one. So I invite all of you, no? Manood po kayo sa Soledad, Novali.
Mamaya po yan, ha? Abangan nyo po yan mamaya. And of course, ito po papalabas natin sa Facebook. Doon po sa mga hindi makakapunta. Ano po ang ating, saan po nila mapapanood ito pagdating sa ating coverage?
Live po ito sa live streaming sa Facebook page ng Chooks to Go Pilipinas.
Okay.
And FIBA 3x3.
Alright, yan ha. Mapapanood nyo mamaya lahat po ng laro, lahat po ng mga kupunan up to the finals, and of course lahat po ng mga kaganapan dyan sa Soledad sa Santa Rosa, sa Ayala Malls. Alright, sir, before I let you go, what is next for our 3x3 program after the Super Quest? Ano po ang mga susunod na plano ng Chooks to Go?
Ang next tournament natin will be next month na. Last week of May. We'll be hosting the World Tour Manila Masters. So ito, talagang top caliber teams na to from Europe who will be participating. And we only have one entry. Magkakadalawang entry lang tayo if a Philippine team will emerge as champion sa Asia Super Quest today. Kasi ito, qualifier to. Whoever will emerge as the champion will play in the Manila Masters.
All right. Well, we are all looking forward to that, yung Manila Masters, and malaki na namang tournament yan na ihahatid ng Chooks to Go. Boss Ronald, kayo po ay nabigyan ng Philippine Olympians Association ng Arete Award for your contribution to sports. And alam natin na hindi naman kailangan na gawin ninyo ng Chooks to Go to, ng Bounty Agro Ventures, but ano po ang satisfaction para sa inyo, and of course for the company, in supporting so many ventures, supporting our athletes, our Olympians, binibigyan nyo ng hanap buhay, binibigyan nyo ng mga pagkakataon. What is the motivation and the satisfaction for doing all of that?
Want to, Kom Noli, no? Hindi naman yung hashtag namin na puso para sa Pinas. Hindi lang yan hashtag o masabi lang na may tagline. No? It's really the company purpose. We fully feel strongly as a company that yung love of country is necessary for us to build a strong country. So kami naman, yung maliit namin na negosyo ay sinuportahan ng mga Pilipino. So binabalik namin to show our love for country, to inspire people to love our country as well. Kaya namin ginagawa ito. No? So kung ano yung gaps na nakikita namin, wala naman kaming malaking pera na, let's say, bubuhos namin sa napakaraming sport. So ang tinitingnan lang namin, lahat ng areas, whether sa sports, sa kung kawang gawa na hindi nagagawa ng gobyerno o hindi nagagawa ng malalaking kumpanya, doon lang po kami pumapasok. It's really filling in the gaps. Because we know na ang gobyerno naman, even the developed countries, hindi naman nila kayang gawin lahat yan. So the private sector has to step in. So kami, we're stepping in our own small way na kaya namin.
Alright.
Para sa bayan.
Para sa bayan, indeed. Boss, before I let you go, meron lang nag-text. Ito hindi ko naman pwedeng hindi tatanungin. Meron daw ba kayong planong sumali sa PBA kung may pagkakataon? Na yung nag-text sa akin dito.
Hindi tayo welcome sa PBA. Alam mo yan, Kom Noli.
Pero ang dami hong nag-aabang talaga sa Chooks because sa pagmamahal ninyo sa basketball. And that is something that nakakahinayang. Nakakahinayang na ang isang katulad ng Chooks ay hindi mapagbigyan na makapaglaro sana sa isang magandang liga. But anyway, Sir Ronald, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We look forward to seeing you this afternoon sa ating mga laro. And of course, sa napakagandang laban ng Chooks to Go FIBA 3x3 Asia Pacific Super Quest sa Ayala Mall sa Soledad mamaya pong hapon sa Santa Rosa. Sir, marami po salamat sa panahon binigay niyo sa amin.
Maraming salamat din, Kom Noli, for having me.
Thank you. Mga kaibigan, ang Pangulo, ang Presidente ng Bounty Agro Ventures Incorporated, makers of Chooks to Go, and of course, the biggest supporter ng 3x3 basketball, si Mr. Ronald Mascariñas, para po sa Asia Pacific Super Quest ng FIBA 3x3. Ganyan po yung partnership nila. Napakalaki at yung tulong ng Chooks to Go has been talaga namang admirable, laudable. Sana naman suklian din natin po ng pagsuporta sa Chooks to Go. At sana po magkaroon pa ng more cooperation between Chooks to Go and our basketball officials. Alright mga kaibigan, before we end yung pong ating pulso, ang dami-dami na namang nagpadala ng ating pulso mula kay Rex Del Yabut Malyari. Yes, Miami can be fit for Kai Sotto. Daniel Ford, sabi niya, para sa akin, hinog na si Kai para sa 2022 NBA Draft. Neil Brillantes, dapat siya hinog na hinog, but he's a very promising player. Andot Duhay Putol, kung sa hinog, hindi pa talaga kasi bata pa siya, but kung may kukuha sa kanyang team, lalo na ang Miami Heat, at bigyan na siya ng playing time ni Coach Spo. Bong Palaganas, napakarami, no? Si Joey Vitales, Abnezar, Abdul Sabur, Justin Misagal, napakarami po nagpadala. Pero ang ating pong napili ngayong araw na ito ay mula sa ating tanong na hinog na ba si Kai Sotto para sa NBA? Kung oo, siyang team. Again, ang mananalo po ng mga gift certificates mula sa Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan, ay galing kay Jose Lumbres. Good morning, Kom. Itong sagot niya, I think hinog na siya, pumasok ng NBA. Pero if you talk about competing in the biggest basketball league, I think he has to work more time in the gym with the NBA trainers to make him fit in the league. Dapat makuha siya ng Miami Filipino coach and they need a big man inside. Siya po ang isa sa ating mga nanalo. At ang pangalawa po nating nanalo ay mula naman sa Twitter. Siya po, ang kanyang Twitter handle ay Zach Ratatatat. Ang ganda, no? At Brando Lismo. Alright, ang kanyang sagot po, nope. I would rather want to see him grow playing in the NBL for another season than see him spend some time or perhaps more benches to just, hey kid, you watch and listen from the best. But it's the kid's call. I will be praying for him. Which team? Warriors maybe. They've shown great patience on Wiseman. Same they can do with Kai. So yan po ang mga nagwagi. We will send you a private message para po sa inyong gift certificates mula sa Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. But of course, suportahan po natin si Kai Sotto sa kanyang hangaring makapasok ng NBA sapagkat ang karangalan ni Kai ay karangalan po ng ating bansa. Alright mga kaibigan, that'll do it for us this morning again sa isang episode na naman ng Power and Play. Maraming po salamat sa inyong lahat na patuloy na nakatutok sa aming pong palatuntunan. Lagi po namin sinasabi tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit, at sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. Happy Sports Weekend mga kapatid! More power, more play!
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo. Ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amigas.